the Emirates airline suspends all flights until Monday, March 2nd at 3 p.m. That seems odd. That seems like there's probably something happening if they're grounding all flights. That seems like there's probably some type of global air, some type of action that could hurt a commercial flight, some type somewhere in the vicinity of some type of action. That's what that looks like. Yeah, not good. Not good stuff. Not good at all. Okay, so this is important. This part is important. So when Emirates Airlines grounds all flights in and out of Dubai, this isn't it's not a delay. It's not weather. It's not a staffing issue. It's a system. It's capitalism hitting the brakes, essentially, right? This is the Middle East's biggest airline that is shut down for one of the most important aviation hubs on Earth. Not partially, not selectively. Everything is being stopped. Thousands of passengers frozen in place. Connections across Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, all snapping at once. And the reason they give is it tells you everything, right? Multiple regional airspace closures. That's the airline language for the sky is no longer safe. No, it's not unsafe in a vague way, it's unsafe in a structural way. This is what happens while the US and Israeli strikes on Iran are taking place. Iranian missiles and drones are moving across the region, and that's the moment when war officially leaves the abstract and walks straight into civilian life because planes don't fly on vibes, they fly on assumptions, and those assumptions are collapsing. And here's the part that most people don't understand about aviation is you can't just go around a war zone at scale. Commercial aviation is a choreography, fixed corridors, permission snacked on permissions, fuel planning down to the very minute, right? And crew duty limits, maintenance cycles, air traffic control systems that assume everyone agrees who's in charge of the sky and its security. And when one country closes its airspace, airlines need to reroute. And when several do that at the same time, the system starts eating itself. And you see it is stacking up. Like alternative corridors become overloaded, fuel math stops working, crews time out mid rotation, airline staff land somewhere they're not supposed to, and everything starts like collapsing. And if you're a hub airline like Air Emirates, the problem multiplies almost instantly. Dubai isn't just a destination, it's a connective tissue. Like planes fly through it from everywhere to everywhere. And if you break the surrounding airspace, and the whole hub model will collapse because of that. And you're not delaying flights, you're tearing a hole in the map of like global interconnectivity and global travel. And that's why they're not trying to limp through. They're just pulling the plug. Multiple regional airspace closures is not a casual phrase. It means that the environment is no longer meets the minimum conditions for safe operations. And at that point, grounding isn't conservative. It's mandatory for safety, for the entire how much of the global capitalism depends on travel, like international travel, a lot. And then notice something that's important here, right? Like airlines don't want passenger jets to get shot down, so they stop flying when the risk envelopes it expands beyond what can be managed. And modern wars don't look like clean front lines, right? They look like missiles, drones, interception systems, overlapping radar activity, and debris falling out of the sky. And even successful interceptions we've seen, or they've been talking about in Doha, the debris falling out of the sky into residential areas, right? Like gravity does not, it doesn't reset. It doesn't take a second. It doesn't care. There are three essential things that airlines care about in this situation. And the first is weapons activity, because that creates an unpredictable sky. It creates unpredictable physical hazards, not just direct hits, but fragments, shrapnel. It doesn't care if you're at cruising altitude. The second is misidentification, right? And we've seen this happen a lot as well with in Ukraine and in Iran as well, right? When military radar screens are full of operators under stress, civilian transponders are not a magic shield. History has already taught us that aviation has this potential, and we've learned this lesson the hard way numerous times. The third is just simple command and control. Command and control gets subordinated to defense, and civilian air traffic control stops being a priority in any way. And once that happens, airlines are flying blind in someone else's fight. And this isn't hypothetical. civilian planes have been shot down in these exact same type of conditions, and a aviation safety doctrine exists because those disasters have happened. So when missiles start flying across regional airspace, the correct move is not wait and see, it's get out of the sky. Now, let's deal with the question everyone is asking at this point. Does this mean airlines know something huge is about to happen? And the real, like, the answer to that is much worse, because airlines are not reacting to some secret intelligence about a specific strike. They're reacting to escalation logic, and the escalation logic is actually much worse than any type of individual strike, right? Like, it's a full structural escalation, and airlines are not reacting to any type of individual threat. They're reacting to the situation as a whole. And like, capitalism is usually is developed to manage these types of situations, and when this happens, it shows that this is unmanageable. And this also shows that, like, the environment has already become unstable enough that something this catastrophic could happen without warning. And once strikes and retaliation strikes are active, the risk curve changes permanently. Even if things pause here and there for a few hours, the assumption of stability is completely gone. And airlines cannot gamble on temporary calm with hundreds of lives in a tube at 35,000 feet, right? With thousands, tens of thousands of people traveling, millions of people. But grounding flights doesn't mean that they know what's going to happen, because you don't need to know. It just, if you no longer trust the system to hold long enough to finish a flight for a flight to happen safely, then it can't happen. And that's why Dubai matters so much here, because Dubai, again, is a global switchboard. It connects continents that don't otherwise connect cleanly through air travel. South Asia to Europe, Africa to East Asia, Australia, Asia to everywhere. And when Emirates stops, like, that type of a shock isn't going to stay regional, right? There's aircraft strain, and you're getting crews displaced. Cargo is going to stop moving. Other airlines are going to absorb overflow that they weren't built for. And people think of it as a delay. It's not. It's a rupture in global capitalism and global mobility because of, like, with that. And this is not new behavior from aviation. It's exactly how airlines have always responded to real war. The Persian Gulf War, Syria War, Ukraine, repeated escalations around Israel. Every time missiles and air defense enter the picture, civilian aircraft leaves and routes get redrawn, and some never come back. Aviation learns from this decades ago that optimism in these instances kill, and flights are only going to resume when things happen. Airspace reopens consistently, but not in bursts, and military de-escalation needs to hold long enough for airlines to be able to trust, because of, insurance, all of these things. And that's why suspensions like this in this moment matter. That's why what matters here is the signal that is being sent. But, like, when an airline like Emirates shuts down Dubai, it's telling you that a line has been crossed. A military regional conflict has entered a civilian system. Transport, logistics, daily life. The sky is usually where geopolitics disappears. And when the sky becomes contested, the illusion that war is over there, it collapses. And when airlines like this don't ground flights because something might happen, they ground them because enough already has happened. And when aviation stops moving, that's not like drama. That's not like paranoia. That's reality asserting itself into the material. And it's not good. Not good stuff.